My name is Jason Ervin. I'm the Democratic Ward Committeeman of the 28th Ward on the Great West Side of Chicago, and I'd like to welcome you to The 80, the Cook County Democratic Party's podcast about our organizations, its candidates, and our leaders. Today, we are currently interviewing the party's endorsed candidate for judge in the June 28th, 2022 election so that you can learn more about their backgrounds and their unique stories. Today, I'm excited to welcome Judge Tracie Porter of the Cook County Judicial Circuit. Judge Porter, welcome.
Hi, good afternoon, Alderman, Committeeman. Nice to see you.
Glad to be here. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a daughter of this city and this county, was born and raised on the south side of Chicago in the Inglewood community, right off of 71st and Halsted Street. Came from blue collar workers. My mom worked in a bakery factory. My dad was in labor and manufacturing, and was educated through the Chicago public school system at William A. Hinton, now the Dr. Martin Luther King Academy, I believe, on 70th and Union. And then went on to Whitney Young High School because I was valedictorian of my 8th grade class. Graduated from Whitney Young Magnet High School on the near west side, and end up getting my education at 2 schools in Iowa, Cornell College of Mount Vernon, and then my law degree from Drake University Law School in Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, very well. Now, how long have you been a practicing attorney?
Prior to going on the bench, which I'm now a sitting judge, I practiced law since 1994, first in the federal government, then in small firms, large firms, and medium firms, and a couple of times it was my own law firm. I am a sitting judge now. I was sworn in on November 12th, 2021 by the Supreme Court after being unanimously appointed by the Supreme Court to fill the vacancy of Michael Hyman.
Okay. Now, you also spent time as a law professor. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Absolutely. After the financial crisis collapse of 2007 and 2008, I had been teaching as an adjunct professor, both at the then John Marshall Law School, now UIC Law School, as well as Chicago Kent, or IIT Chicago Kent College of Law. When I saw the need to make a transition from practicing in my firm, which I focus mostly on real estate law, I ended up getting an offer to be a visiting assistant professor at IIT Chicago Kent, which kicked off my academic career as a professor of law. I went on then to other schools, including Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, and then off to the West Coast to Western State College of Law, where I became a tenured law professor. Even now, I teach part-time as an adjunct professor at various schools when the opportunity presents itself. And most recently, back at my alma mater, Drake Law School.
Oh, okay. Well, glad to hear that. Glad to hear that you spent time at SIU down in Carbondale. I am a Saluki. So lesser law building, I believe it was what it was called back then. I don't know what it is now, but a lot of great folks came out of SIU's law school. So glad to know that you've been affiliated as well. I saw that you're licensed to practice in both Illinois and New York. How did that come about?
Well, I took the bar exam in Illinois in 1994 straight out of law school. And after teaching as a tenured law professor, I had other interests, and one of it was in fashion design and fashion law. I ended up attending an intensive boot camp program at Fordham's Fashion Law Institute, or I should say the Fashion Law Institute housed at Fordham University Law School. And it just seemed apropos to take the New York bar exam in the event that while I was in private practice, I had clients who were in the fashion or design world. And actually I did have a few. So that's how I ended up getting my New York license, because of clients and because of my interests.
Fashion law, that's something that I have never heard of. What unique facets would one come across in the world of fashion?
Well, one of the things is design. I had clients who were designing apparel. I also had clients in the entertainment area who were then launching off into brands in the fashion area. And then I also would volunteer at New York Fashions Week for fashion production shows. So any clients who had an interest in doing fashion production shows, I had a background and experience both in the front and the back of the house at those productions. So it was just something that was fascinating. It stimulated not only my left brain, which my logical, legal side, but also my right brain, creative and fun side. So it was a great mix.
Okay, all right. Well, as I said, there's a section for law for every, I guess, every industry or thought under the sun. So that's very interesting to find that you had a background and you don't hear too much about fashion. You hear the traditional stuff, criminal cases and the like, but that seems to be very unique. And I guess speaking since your time in New York, what's your favorite like legal show?
My favorite legal show is hard to say because I don't like to watch them. But
oh, interesting. Well, and why is that?
Because I'm in the law all day long. So when I get home from the law, I don't want to watch more of the law. If that makes any sense.
You know what? That's fair. That is fair. Now I will say this: when Boss was in Chicago, we all like to watch Boss to see who was going to get a cameo on it. You know, which is a little different because it's politics is always interesting. So I can understand you not wanting to watch a legal drama after being not dealing with it in real life all the time. So totally understand this. Now this is your first time.
What?
Go ahead.
You know, as you said that, I thought about it. You saying Boss. Boston Legal was a legal show, but it was more of a comedy show. Now that I have been watched in the past, but since it's not on the air anymore, I just found it hilarious. It was more about, to me, comedy than it was legal or a combination thereof. And it was a pun on attorneys and judges and prosecutors. So that probably would have been my most favorite legal show. But for people who know Boston Legal, it was so long ago.
Oh, okay. But that I can understand. I mean, we deal with so much real life drama and trauma that sometimes a little levity in a comedy, and I too love to watch comedies and go to comedy shows because, we deal with so much in our day-to-day lives with, helping and dealing with people and their challenges and problems. So now this is your first time running for office. And what can you tell us unique about being on the campaign trail?
What's unique about me, at least for the position I am seeking, is that I have been heavily vetted by 13 bar associations, including the State Bar Association, the Illinois State Bar Association, Chicago Bar Association, the Chicago Council of Lawyers, the Women Bar Association.
Wait,
Illinois.
Wait. I know, and everybody here knows that you got top qualifications. So that we already know. We want to know, Tracie, and how is it being out there on the campaign trail? Because we know you got the best ratings that you can get, and you wouldn't be here if you didn't have them. But tell us about Tracie and what Tracie likes to do. Who is Tracie Porter?
Good. Now that you've done that for me, Alderman, and I don't have to throw out all of those qualifications more formalistically, who Tracie is I am a very compassionate person. I believe in service to others. When I turned age 50, which was a few years ago, I committed myself to various areas of service because I have lived a good life. I'm not done living, but the places I've been, the things I've done, and the things I've seen have given me a good life. And so one of the things I committed to is to do service. So when I got the call from the Supreme Court to do this, it was almost as if it had been a divine path, if I might say that. And sitting on the bench, when I see people before me, I just try to treat them with the compassion and understanding that I've had, and also because of my exposures from actually around the world. I like to use examples because it's real life. I'm not making up about what I'm going to do or what I think's going to happen. It's what happened. And even today, as I was doing my job, as I call it, as a judge, an individual was very disgruntled, and I did not play into whatever his day was going. It probably wasn't even about me. But when we ended up resolving the case in a certain way, his mood shifted, and he was such much more pleasant person. I could have taken the option of just treating him like a disgruntled person versus just treating him like a human, knowing that everybody has a bad day, a bad moment, and it had nothing to do with the case, or maybe it did, but by the time it was over. So that is the attitude I take when I'm sitting on the bench every day. That's the attitude I take in any opportunity to serve in the community, and that's where I'll always be. That's who I am, someone who listens and shows compassion.
All right, so we're going to wrap up with the rapid fire round. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions that that you give one word answers to. So I think you'll find this interesting, and it'll tell us a little bit more about you. So number one, Cubs or Sox?
Socks.
Socks. Okay.
I'm a Southsider. You said one word.
Oh, okay. All right. I get it. Okay. Favorite Chicago food?
Gino's Pizza.
Gino's Pizza. Gino's East or Gino's on 79th Street?
Gino's East, and I like the cornbread crust.
After we finish the rapid fire, I've got a unique story about the cornbread crust. What's the best part of campaigning?
Meeting the voters.
What's the worst part of campaigning?
A schedule that is not within your control. And I know these are supposed to be one word, but you're asking questions that I should say time or voters. How about that? So
no, it's all right. We just try to make it just to get a quick reaction out of you. And what is your favorite way to relax?
Having a good cup of tea and watching Yellowstone.
What is your favorite season?
It is summer.
Okay, well, in the words of a true Chicagoan, you like deep dish pizza, you can defend your choice of baseball teams, and summertime in Chicago is the absolute best. So my Gino's East cornbread crust story is the woman that patented and invented that crust taught me Sunday school. So,
oh, wow.
Yes, so really nice. Her name was Miss Redmond. Knew her for years, actually was a South Sider, and I never knew that I love the pizza, never knew that she actually invented the crust of Gino's East Pizza. So,
oh, wow.
There you have it, folks. Tracie Porter, candidate for judge of the Circuit Court of Cook County. Can you tell us what is your punch number?
My punch number is 166. Vote for Judge Tracie Porter.
All right, you've heard it here. Tracie Porter, punch number 166. This has been the 80. I am committeeman of the 28th Ward on the Great West Side of Chicago, Jason Ervin, and thank you for being with us today.
And thank you, and I appreciate your time. And if anybody wants to follow me, I'm on Facebook at Friends of Judge Tracie Porter and Instagram under Judge Tracie Porter. Also, my website is friendsofjudgetracieporter.com. Thank you so much for your time, and I had a great time talking with you.
All right, thank you all, and we look forward to seeing you at the polls on Election Day. You can vote early. You can't vote often, but you can vote early, and if you can't make it before then, June 28th, Election Day, Democratic primary in the state of Illinois. Don't forget Judge Tracie Porter, for Judge, punch 166. Thank you. God bless.